Hey, AfterBuzzers, you've got the Casas Return that we've been waiting for, and you have Dean's Childhood Fantasy, Supernatural Season 13, Episode 6. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I always get my rock on with this, but it makes me still want to get Jamaican though. Hey, AfterBuzzers, I'm back. I gotta tell you guys something bad. My girls are not here today. I'm all alone. But you know what? This episode was so good, it's gonna carry us through. All right, let's open it up with Casas Return. Aren't you guys excited? He's finally back. He's in the game. He's with Dean. Sam and Dean were so surprised. Those boys were utterly surprised when they saw that Cass was back. And this is the most emotions I've seen from Dean the entire season. I mean, he gave a big hug. He's like, welcome back, buddy. Almost saw a little glint of a tear in his eye. I was like, okay, Dean, you do have emotions. I mean, even throughout the episode, I did get a chance to see Dean even talking to Jack and telling Jack that he was actually not what he thought he was. So I don't know. This was a win for me for Dean this episode. He won the show because I feel like he really showed his emotions. Finally, I was waiting for that. Okay, so if we just jump right in, let's start at the beginning. So Castile comes back. It's an emotional return for them, and they start mentioning things like zombies. That's when I start clutching my pearls and things get scary already. He starts talking about where he was, and he was in the empty. Did you guys know that he was in the empty? Where's my live chat? He's in the empty, which is where angels and demons go when they die. And I was so surprised by that because he ran into this other, like, entity that got annoyed by him and sent him back to Earth. That's how he got back. So I'm like, okay, Cass, this was one time where being annoying actually worked for you. I'm happy about that. Can I get the live chat a little bit bigger? Thank you. Hey, chatters, I'm waiting for you guys. And I'm sorry I missed you last episode. I was out of town. So another thing I wanted to mention, because I know this is just a quick recap since I'm all alone, Jack is the one who's responsible for Cass coming back. How sweet is that? I took a lot of sweetness from that because that is his father, or who he considers to be his father. And when he called him, he had the power to bring him back. The only thing is we discover later in the episode, I won't give it away right now, but I will say that I love the fact that they were able to have a heart-to-heart. And Kaz was able to tell Jack that he was good, that he's good. And it's like he immediately internalized that, and his progress was just like shooting off like a rocket. So speaking of Jack's progress, let's just move on over to how far he's come along. I think he's probably at teenager stage now, based upon his behavior and just how much he's learned. I really do feel like maybe he's grown as a teenager or something like that, because he's already learned how to use his powers now. He showed how he can levitate the pencil, and we also saw later how he really can use his powers. And he's also learned how to use the internet, by the way. Jack is internet savvy, okay? He knows how to search things that I didn't know how to search. Like, he searched up the location of like different bodies that were dug up or whatever was going on. I mean, Jack, you're doing great. I'm a fan of Jack, so don't be mad. I know. You heard the wings? I'm just coming into the chat. I'm just trying to see where you guys are with it. Let me just go ahead and continue on and tell you that Jack is a hero this episode, and also like a bit of a curse as well, because he did help to solve a case. But they tried to make him out to be like an FBI agent. Even the coroner she was like, I do not believe you. What is he, like a junior detective? And I thought that was cute how they added humor in. But he helped to solve that case. But unfortunately, during Dean's childhood fantasy, I feel like right now should have like some Western music and like a little tumbleweed going by. Dean is obsessed with Westerns. And okay, so you did know Cass was in the empty. Thanks, Ivan. Okay, so, Jack's wings. That's what I'm saying. Jack is really becoming more and more powerful every episode. I'm worried about him because he does not have control of these powers. But so Dean's childhood fantasy. So it's a Western. Can I just confess something to you guys? I love Westerns. I love riflemen. I love the good, the bad, and the ugly. And just to see that this is Dean's childhood fantasy almost took me over to the Dean side because y'all know I love Sam. But Dean looked hot in that whole cowboy getup, and he wanted a shootout. Whenever Dean is having the most fun, there's some killing or some shooting or some action going on. And yes, Jack looks like a mini Kaz. And I don't know if Cass was that happy about having to hang out with him. You see how Cass was like, I will go with you guys. And he's like, no, you stay here with him. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess. But Dean's fantasy, he wanted to get into a gun shootout. Perfect opportunity. The coroner's boyfriend is a ghoul, but he's like taking over this well-known like shooter's body. So it's like, it's perfect. It worked out perfectly. And Dean was able to get into the fight that he wanted to get into. And I like the fact that they made it a family thing. Like with the sergeant having a nephew who was, you know, the one who was killed. I thought that was cool because he was the one who fired the final shot. And Dean had no problem saying, oh, my name is Shawna O, and you can catch me at all social media at Shawna O. Thank you guys for reminding me. I was so excited to get into the episode about Cass being back that I totally forgot to introduce myself. I'm Shawna O, and I'm all by myself. Usually I have my girls Alexis and Lucretia with me, but they're both out, and I'm just handling it alone this time. But we'll all be back next time after the holiday. Anyway, so I just want to talk about how when Jack killed the guard, how like pressed I was, you guys. I almost shed a tear when I saw how his face reacted to the fact that he had hurt someone. Jack is just such an innocent little soul, and you see that he wants to be good, but he had such a teenage response, almost a tantrum, but at the same time, he just felt so down about himself, and it hurt me to see what happened to him later. And then at that moment, we find out right away that Cass can't heal people anymore. Why can he not heal anyone? I just don't understand. Like, if he was sent back to the earth, he should have the same issues, the same great, wonderful talents that he had before. So I'm really sad that he can't heal anymore. And I can tell that affected him in a way, because it's like, okay, wait, what is my purpose now? And then, as we all know, because this is a quick recap, Jack disappears. That hurt my heart so bad. You guys know I'm a Jack fan. So when I saw the acting Satan, it's like his ears perked up. I'm so scared for Jack. I have a prediction for you guys, though. I really think that Jack will be able to get out of this. I think that Jack will be able to get out of this. He's going to come back just like he did last time. He probably just transported himself to behind a dumpster somewhere. Were you mad? Were you mad at Jack, or were you mad at the situation, Ivan? I miss Jack too, Broken Gems. I feel really bad that they're not really catering to Jack's needs as a young adult or a teenager or whatever he is, because he clearly is an emotional young guy. I thought, by the way, this is so random, but I thought that coroner was so cute. I love that it was a female coroner. I did not like when the boyfriend smacked her on the butt and she's like, no, I mean, yes. You know, we've been talking a lot about consent in this world, and I need her to get it together and say, do you want the smack on the butt or do you not? But I thought she was adorable. Jack pulled a classic Winchester move. Absolutely. You know what? These are angry men. I think they need some therapy. But how could you get therapy when you've been killing monsters and you've been going through all you've been going through? You have to be tough. You have to have a tough exterior. Aw, Jack's going to be missing for a while. Let's just hope he just pops back up. I'm going to just be aggressively positive because I love him. Although Sam, I love how brotherly Sam was throughout this episode. You could tell he was genuinely happy for Dean that he got Cass back, because Dean was just overjoyed. Yes, she looked just like the Stitcher's coroner. Great eye. The shifter shrink. See, I'm not wrong about this. They really need therapy. So we need a shifter shrink who's going to come in, like, shrink their heads. Anyways, this was a very quick episode. I love the chat. I'm thankful for you guys coming through. I just kind of wanted to recap the episode a little bit. So we talked about the big moments, which today were Casas' return, Jack's progress and his disappearance, Dean's childhood fantasy, and the fact that acting Satan, which I call him the Colonel because he reminds me of like an evil Colonel Sanders from KFC. But the Colonel, I think that he's gonna try to get Jack, but Jack's gonna be able to overcome it because Kaz is back. So he has this motivation that is like his father. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sam and Jack's. Oh, before I end, I want to talk about what's in the chat. They're talking about how Sam and Jack's relationship, how it was kind of ignored this episode because Kaz was back. I wonder what the dynamic is there. Is Sam gonna feel? I mean, I think Sam feels like, good, you know, you can take over this opportunity for me that I've been working on. But he's such a good Colonel Douche Demon. That's his new name, Colonel Douche Demon, CDD. So anyways, you guys, I keep on trying to end. This is like being on the phone with a good friend, but I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry this wasn't much more of a recap and a review, but do know that we're going to still hit these points when we come back the week after next. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. I'm your host, Shawna Oliver. You can catch me at Shawna O, and I love Supernatural. Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.